What if I told you that in 2022, scientists at Tufts University took an adult African clawed frog, an animal that cannot naturally regrow a lost limb, and made it grow back an almost complete functional leg, bone, muscle, nerves, even toe-like digits. And they did it with a single treatment that lasted just 24 hours. The study was published in Science Advances, and the technology behind it points to something much bigger than frog legs. It points to a future where we do not treat disease molecule by molecule, but by rewriting the electrical instructions that tell your body what to build. Welcome to the world of morphoceuticals. The term was coined in 2023 by researchers Leo Pio Lopez and Michael Levin in a paper published in the journal Drug Discovery Today. The word combines morphogenesis, the biological process that builds your anatomy, with pharmaceuticals. A morphoceutical is a drug that does not target a protein or a pathway. It targets the shape of the body itself. To understand how this is possible, you need to know something most people were never taught in biology class. Every cell in your body is electrical, not just your neurons. Every single cell maintains a voltage across its membrane, created by tiny protein pores called ion channels. And cells connect to their neighbors through structures called gap junctions, which are quite literally electrical synapses. Your body is wrapped in an electrical network. And according to a landmark 2021 review in the journal Cell by Michael Levin, this network does not just keep cells alive. It stores information. It processes decisions. It tells cells where the head goes, where the eyes go, and when to stop growing. In other words, your DNA is the hardware. But the bioelectric network is the software. And here's where it gets strange. In 2017, Levin's lab published a study in the Biophysical Journal that shocked even other biologists. They took ordinary flatworms, planaria, famous for their ability to regenerate, and disrupted their electrical communication for just a few hours. No genetic editing, no changes to the genome, just a brief pharmacological change to the electrical signal. The result? When the worms were cut, they regrew with 2 heads, one at each end. But here's the part that should stop you in your tracks. The researchers took those 2-headed worms, cut them again into pieces, and let them regenerate in plain water with no further manipulation. The worms grew back 2-headed again, and again, and again, permanently. A normal-looking worm carries a hidden electrical memory of a body plan it has never expressed. The anatomy of the worm was rewritten, not in its genes, but in its electrical software, and it works in reverse. Another electrical treatment, and the worms go back to normal. Now consider the eye. In 2012, a study in the journal Development showed that by matching the membrane voltage of cells on a tadpole's tail to the voltage normally found in eye cells, researchers induced the tadpoles to grow fully formed, functional eyes, on their backs, on their tails, far from the head. The cells knew what to build. They just needed the right electrical instruction. This idea is already moving toward human medicine. In 2022, a study in wound repair and regeneration showed that a single ion channel, called HCN2, could rescue brain, eye, heart, and gut defects caused by toxins like nicotine and ethanol. Not by fixing the genes, by restoring the voltage. And then there's cancer. In 2013, researchers Chernet and Levin published findings in the journal Disease Models and Mechanisms, showing that when cells lose their normal electrical charge, they effectively forget they are part of the body. They revert to ancient, single-celled behavior. Multiply, survive, spread. In other words, cancer may be what happens when a cell can no longer hear the electrical conversation of the body. Even more remarkably, a 2016 study in Oncotarget showed that restoring the voltage, using light-activated ion channels, could both prevent tumors and cause existing tumors to regress, even while the cancer-causing genes were still active. The hardware was broken, but the software patch worked anyway. If you find that astonishing, consider what happened when scientists asked a different question. What else can cells build? if you free them from their usual instructions. In 2020, a team published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences described Xenobots, living robots designed by artificial intelligence built entirely from frog skin cells. No genetic modification. The cells simply reassembled into a new organism that could move, heal itself, and even replicate. In 2024, the same group went further. In the journal Advanced Science, they described anthrobots, tiny biological machines built from adult human tracheal cells. Human cells, taken from an airway, spontaneously organized into structures that could swim, and in lab dishes, heal damaged neural tissue. Your cells are not locked into one destiny. They are more like a universal building material, waiting for instructions. Which brings us to the deepest question of all. If the body is run by an electrical information network, where does that leave the mind? Levin's answer is radical, and he has published it in peer-reviewed journals like Frontiers in Systems Neuroscience and Animal Cognition. He argues that cognition, the ability to process information, pursue goals, and remember, does not begin with brains. The bioelectric network in your body processes information the same way neural networks do, because neurons evolved from these older electrical systems. There is even evidence that memory may not live only in the brain. In 2013, a study in the Journal of Experimental Biology reported that planaria trained to navigate a surface were decapitated, regrew their entire heads and brains, and still showed signs of remembering the training. The finding is debated. A 2026 preprint failed to replicate some classical planarian learning experiments, and the history of this field includes work from the 1960s that was later debunked. Science here is genuinely unsettled, but the possibility alone is profound. If memory can survive the loss of the brain, then part of what you are is not stored in your neurons at all. Levin calls the boundary of what a system can sense and affect its cognitive light cone. A single cell cares about its immediate surroundings. Your body, as an electrical collective, cares about building and maintaining you. And in his framework, cancer is what happens when that boundary collapses. A cell's world shrinks from the whole body down to itself. Now, to be fair, not everyone agrees with the grand interpretation. Neuroscientist Kevin Mitchell of Trinity College Dublin has argued that consciousness, as we experience it, is an emergent property of highly organized brains, not a property of all matter. Levin himself is careful. He speaks of agency and basal cognition, not of cells having human-like awareness. But even the conservative version of the science changes everything we thought we knew about healing. Your body is not a machine made of parts. It is a pattern, a standing wave of electrical information, constantly rebuilding you, maintaining your shape against entropy every second of your life. And for the first time in history, we are learning to speak its language. The frog that regrew its leg is not science fiction. It is a peer-reviewed preview. Morphoceuticals are coming, and when they arrive, medicine will stop asking how to kill what is wrong with you and start asking how to remind your body of what it was always meant to build. If this video sparks something in you, like it, subscribe to the Science of Wellness, and share it with someone who needs to hear that the body is far more intelligent than we ever imagined. Your support keeps this channel exploring the frontiers where science meets the mystery of being alive.